We're live. Holy smokes, I think we're live. Crazy, man. Crazy. All right. So, yeah, first ever live stream. Well, actually, officially the second ever live stream because I did a few minutes back now, like a few minutes ago. And just to see if the audio and everything was working, but apparently everything was working. So, yeah, this is my first ever live stream. And I have no idea if anybody would give a crap about a live stream because me myself, like in all fairness, I don't really watch a lot of live streams unless people are maybe doing something really extreme. I've watched one live stream where a guy was I don't even know if I should say this. Well, this guy was actually well, I mean, extreme is not really the right word, but he was sleeping, so that's not really extreme. But the funny thing is, like every time somebody donated money, because that was an option to donate money, then some sort of alarm would go off, and he would wake up. So you could actually wake this guy up by doing, by donating money to wake him up. So that was really weird. I watched it for like a few minutes, but nobody was donating money at the time when I was watching, so he was just sleeping. Yeah, that doesn't really make any sense. I didn't even know why I'm doing a live stream. It's just like a test right now. So to see whatever is going to happen, if there will anything will happen at this point. So I can also just like do other things because now I'm not even watching the stream. I'm just doing things on my computer because nobody's watching anyway. I wonder if I would get some sort of a notification if I have viewers. Because the last time I checked, I didn't have any viewers. So, and if I have viewers, then it would be nice to give like a message, like a chat message, or just type in something, and then I would know if somebody would be there or not. Yeah, but nobody's. I just checked. Nobody's there. It makes sense that nobody is watching my live stream at this point because, first of all, I don't really have that many subscribers. Second of all, I did not plan this or I did not announce this or whatever. Oh, I'm getting a Facebook invite for what? A message. Really? Oh, that is kind of suspicious. What is that? Oh, the jam session. Oh, no, that's not. Okay. That is not what I was meaning. Anyways, so I did not announce this this live stream. So it is kind of a spontaneous thing, and I can imagine that is not really the way you should do this. Because normally, like big YouTubers, I guess they go like really promote their channel, and they go like, "Oh, I'm gonna go live, and I'm gonna do this special thing," and I did not do that. So, yeah, just as I said, it's a test. Like a live stream test, first time ever. And the reason why I'm doing a live stream because it's my day off today, and I really wanted to do something for my channel, like a new thing. But the weather's not really good today, so I can't really film outside. Well, I can film outside. I just don't really want to. I don't know about you, but I'm the kind of guy that doesn't really want to go outside when it's cold and rainy. Yeah, you're a pussy, man. You should just go outside. Don't be such a pussy. Well, maybe I am a pussy then. I don't care. I just don't like it. So, but yeah, live streaming on YouTube. I don't know if that is like a thing. I was with a colleague yesterday talking about YouTube, and she said to me that what is really popular right now on YouTube is going live and eating stuff. Just talking about what you're eating or cooking stuff, and it had some, I forgot the name. What's the name? Some sort of a Japanese sounding name. Something with an M. Jeez, my memory sucks. Mukbang or something? Whatever. Anyways, so the new thing on YouTube apparently is to go live with like a big bowl of food in front of your face and start eating that and then talking about what you're eating. And people will apparently go nuts over that. People love watching that, which is, I don't know, maybe I'm just getting old, but I don't get it. Like, I really don't get it. I mean, I can imagine like there's a lot of interesting things that you can do watching a live stream. I mean, hey, if you're a good-looking girl, then it's probably really easy to just go live in a skimpy outfit and just, you know, be like, ooh, look at me, I'm sexy. And a lot of guys will probably watch that. I'm not gonna lie, maybe I would watch it too. But watching somebody eat and then talk about what he or she is eating, I don't know. Like, is it something that you would care about? I don't know if I would care about it. I mean, I guess like there's so many fetishes around, so I guess like some people can have a fetish of watching somebody eat or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. Anyways, been live for 6 minutes now. I was just looking at some other things, and still nobody's watching. I can't blame you for not watching. You know what? I can try to play some guitar. So the thing is, I'm not really good at playing the guitar because officially I am a drummer. There's a drum kit behind me, but I can't really play the drum because hey, we have somebody saying, hey Matthew, what's up, dude? So as I was saying, I'm a drummer, but I can't really play this drum for the YouTube channel because it's with headphones and I don't have like a speaker, so you can't really hear it when I play the drums. So that's pretty pointless then. But I could play some guitar. I had like 3 or 4 guitar lessons when I was younger, and then I realized that I wasn't really anything for me. I don't know, like, do you play an instrument, Matthew? I mean, I've tried, but I'm not really a good guitarist. Guitarist. I always envy people who can play the guitar. You know, it's really, I think it's really hard on the fingers because if you slide over the strings, like it hurts your hands, man. You really need to have like strong. Oh, you play the piano. That is cool. Okay. Well, I have a piano over here also, if you can see it. I mean, it's not a piano, it's a keyboard, but so I do play on that occasionally, but I'm not really a good piano player. I guess my specialty is the drums. That would be, maybe I should think about trying to hook up my drum kit to, if I could do that, that would be pretty cool actually. If I could like hook up my drum kit, request song. I mean, on the guitar or on the piano, that's a lot easier. But you could play along with drums, but it's not really well, you know what I mean. And the only thing on the guitar I can play is like this really sort of lame ass chorus. Like, for example, the song the beginning of Blind from Korn. But that's just really easy. Like anybody could do that. It's not really very skillful guitar playing here. So yeah. Anyways, I got this for my birthday a couple of years ago, and I hardly ever play on it. So maybe I should like do a giveaway. Give away my guitar to anybody who wants it, anybody who will support my YouTube channel. Yeah. Do I know what Fortnite is? I think Fortnite is a video game. Is it a video game? I can Google it, but I think it's a video game. Let me Google it if I was right. It's a game. I was right. Is it shooter game? I think. I have a PS4, by the way. I mean, I do play video games on occasion, not that often. But yeah, I do like playing video games. I mean, that's who doesn't, right? That's cool. But yeah, honestly, I don't think I should like give away this guitar because I got it for my birthday. It would be a little bit lame to actually give it away. I mean, that would be sort of, I don't think you should give presents away. Like if I would have bought this myself, then I could give it away. But since it was a birthday gift, I don't think I should do that. I could do like another giveaway as something funny. I don't know. I also bought this thing a week ago, and this is super lame. It's super lame, but it was like €5. But I bought this thing. It's a VR box where you put your phone in, and it was on sale in some shop for like €5. So I tried it with my phone, and it is actually kind of funny because it sort of worked. I mean, it doesn't really. It's not like a full blown VR experience, but it is sort of interesting to try this. Like if it's €5 or $5, whatever. So yeah, I mean, what do you think about VR? I mean, like VR goggles, is that something you would be interested in? I mean, I tried the PlayStation VR a few times and I actually kind of liked it, but some people get motion sickness. Matthew, you're asking what nationality I am. I am from the Netherlands, Holland. Do not sell your guitar. Who knows when inspiration is striking? You'll write Holland's next mega hit. I don't think I will be writing Holland's next mega hit. Do you know, like, any like Dutch music that is popular right now is mostly Dutch hip hop. Which is, I mean, it's not bad. I mean, I kind of like some hip hop. I kind of like some songs, some rap hip hop songs. But the Dutch hip hop, I don't know. Like the language doesn't really lend itself for rap music. I think. I mean, it's very harsh, like sounds, and I don't know. Well, maybe it does actually. I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to. I don't know. Like for a foreign, like for somebody from Australia or the United States, how they would find Dutch like to the ears. But I think it doesn't sound like a very friendly language. It's very harsh, like with the. So I don't know. If I would write a song, I would probably do it in English. Yeah, I think that would be better to the ears. So, but yeah. But anyways, live streaming. Yeah, as I said, so this is the first time I've ever done a live stream. And I'm just doing this because today is my day off. I don't know if I said that, if people heard me say this in the beginning, but I said it before. But today, like Wednesdays are my day off. I work 4 days a week. So Wednesday is my off day. And usually I try to do like creative things on Wednesday. But the weather over here was pretty bad today. It was raining and cloudy. And I think it is getting a little bit better now. I don't know. But I didn't really feel like going outside with my camera. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to try a live stream. Let's see if that's any fun. But yeah. And I bought this camera, by the way, like a week ago, the Canon M50, which is a very small DSLR camera. And I bought it like a week ago. It's it's the perfect travel camera. So when I'm going to do my travel this summer, then I'm going to be using this a lot. Will be trying to use this a lot. So yeah, it is not the best quality, but it will do. So yeah, but anyways, Fortnite. Somebody asked me about that video game. The last video game actually I played, by the way, that I really liked was Rayman, and that was because it was free on a free download on the PlayStation Store. So I got like this every month you get like a free download of a game, and I played this Rayman game, which is like this really sort of fun platform game to play. Which was, it's not a great game or anything, but it was pretty entertaining. But other than that, I don't think I have been playing many video games the last few months. I've been trying VR. At some point I would like to buy like a full-blown VR headset, like maybe a PlayStation VR, or if something else comes out. Rayman Legends. Huh, Rayman Legends. I'm thinking, is that the game that I've been playing? Because I'm not really sure what the title, the last Rayman. Let me see if that's the same one that I've been playing. Let me see the picture here, Rayman Legends. Yeah, I think that might be the same game. Yeah, I think so. It was a free download game on PS Plus last month. So I downloaded it, just like give it a try. But it's a really entertaining game. It's really hard, by the way. There's like these. There's also a few of these timed runs where you have to like do complete a level within a certain amount of time. And that's really, really, especially towards the end of the game, they get really, really difficult. So yeah. HTC Vive. Yeah, man. I know. You know what the thing is with all these VR goggles right now? There's so many on the market, like cheaper ones and more expensive ones, that I find it really hard to like make a make a decision if you're going to buy something like that. There also was a release by what was it called? The famous brand. They did the first one. What was it called? The Oculus something, Oculus Go, I think. And they released a VR goggle, new VR goggles. Yeah, it wasn't the Oculus Rift. But it was like a new. I'll do a very fast Google here. Oculus, I think it was Oculus Go. Yeah, it's called the Oculus. Listed like a month ago or something like that, and it is VR goggles, which I think you do not need to connect to a computer. So you just put it on your face, just like a separate goggle like this, but there's a screen like inside it, and then you can just play games. And there's also a remote controllers that you can use, like for example, as a gun when you're playing a video game or whatever. But I read a few comments about that thing, and pretty much everybody was talking about that thing, that it would be really good for watching porn. So I guess like all the guys are probably going to buy this thing and watch porn on it. Yeah. Oh well. I mean, yeah, if that is something that you would like to do, then waiting for lightweight VR goggles with the dimensions of sunglasses. That would be pretty amazing. Yeah. I mean, I have had the as I said, I've had the PlayStation VR on my face a few times, and that is a pretty like big chunky device to have on your face. Also, to make it work well, you have like on the back there's this sort of switch that you can turn to make it go tighter on your face, very tight like a tiger. And after a while, like if you've been playing with the thing on your head for like I don't know, like 20-30 minutes, then you really start to get like this really sort of sweaty feeling around your ears, face, forehead, whatever. So it doesn't really feel comfortable. That's true. I mean, if you would have like a VR goggle, which is like the size of, I don't know, glasses, or like a phone, which you could just put on your face like this, that would be a lot better. But I think it's going to be a few more years of development before that's going to happen. Yeah. So my favorite VR game. What is your favorite VR game? Well, I mean, since I don't own a PlayStation VR at this point, I've only played it at a friend. But I did play. Let me just say this: the game that I was most impressed with was Batman. I don't know like the full title, Batman something. There was a Batman game on VR, and apparently like it's a pretty short game, but you really go like through the process of becoming Batman. So in the beginning, you enter the Batcave, you go down, and then you get your gear on. So you need to select your gear, and then at a certain point, you can actually stand in front of a mirror and see yourself as Batman, which is really weird. Like you're actually seeing yourself and like moving and everything, but you look like Batman. It's like fucking weird. So I really like that game, the Batman game on PlayStation VR. And I've also played this horror game, which I also forgot the title. I think it was something with... anyways, it was something with a cart. You were in a cart and you were going in the roller coaster kind of effect thingy. And then there were clowns and people shooting at you, and it was sort of like a horror game. Like there was like this really weird sort of creepy atmosphere to it. And you had like guns, and then you were like shooting at all these crazy clowns and horror figures while you were going through this sort of roller coaster. Sounds dramatic. Well, you know, the thing was with that roller coaster game, the thing was that it kind of got me motion sick pretty quick, actually. And the other games didn't get me motion sick. So that's also something that you need to, I mean, some people are more sensitive to stuff like that, I guess. But that roller coaster game really got me sort of feeling nauseous and motion sick, because it's really weird. Like you're sitting in a chair, your body knows that you're sitting still, you're not moving, but everything in your, like everything that you're seeing and whatever happening, that gives you the idea that you're going really fast. So your brain is telling your body like, oh, you're going really fast, and there's a lot of things going on. But you're not really feeling it in your body. So then that's sort of like your body and your brain starts to, I don't know, it's like really hard to explain, but you start to get like this really sort of weird feeling like this doesn't make sense. I don't know if I'm explaining it right, but that's how it felt for me. In the meanwhile, I'm going to have a little cookie because we have cookies, and cookies are nice. I like cookies. But yeah, VR games. I mean, I guess, is it the future, VR games? Oh, a cracker. Yeah, it is a cracker. That's true. They're really dry as well. I mean, it was actually not a good idea to eat this. I'm a little bit hungry, but now my mouth is dry. First world problems, right? Crikey. Also, by the way, and I don't want to be talking all the time only about VR, but this is maybe interesting to say. I am writing with a prisoner. I also did a video about that a while ago. I'm writing with an inmate in the United States, and I'm actually probably going to visit this guy when I'm in the States this summer. But I was also talking with him about VR and like if he's ever done something like that, or if he knew about it. And he did know about it, but he never really tried it or whatever. And he was like, you know, that would be, especially for guys, you know, who are in prison, that would be like such an amazing sort of incentive to, you know, behave well or do good or whatever. Like what if like you would have something like a 1 hour privilege to use VR goggles to play a game or to be somewhere else, like on a tropical island or a beautiful place, whatever. And you would just, you know, let the inmates know, like, for example, if you behave very well for a month, or if you do a good job doing this or that, then you can get like this privilege for 1 hour, use a VR VR goggles. And I thought that would be like, so, I mean, I don't think any prison anywhere, like in the United States, but also here in Europe, I don't think any prison has that. But that would be like really smart. Like if you, I mean, because the one thing a prisoner wants is to not be in that prison environment, right? Because they're seeing that every day, and that just, it's like boring. It sucks. They don't want to be there. So if I would be a prisoner, for example, and I would get the opportunity to like work really hard for a few weeks and then get the opportunity to be rewarded with VR goggles for like an hour. Yeah, VR liberty. I mean, that would be just really, if you think about it, that would be so, like, I guess like a lot of people would really try to work hard or be good or be on good behavior for weeks or months or whatever to get that privilege. Like, I think it would be really good, be a good incentive. I'm going to have another cracker here. VR game of in the desert. Why would you want to be stranded in the desert? Would be the point of that? Like, what would you do then? I mean, you're stranded in the desert, so there's nobody there. Nobody's going to help you. Scream for a camel or for water. Withdraw. Yeah, I guess that would be funny. To make the pain more real, being stranded in the desert with a cracker. I've actually been to the desert once, by the way, long time ago. I went to on a vacation to Egypt with my ex-girlfriend. Long story short, that was not a great vacation, but we did go to the desert, like on a field trip to the desert with a really weird Egyptian tour guide in a Jeep, and this guy was driving like crazy, like really dangerous driving, and I think he didn't really care about our well-being because I remember him trying to go over, like, obviously the desert has like hills and jumps and whatever, and he was trying to take those as hard as he could with the car. So we were like bouncing around in the car like this, and this guy was laughing. Oh, you like it? It's fun, yes. And I was just sitting there like, he's gonna kill us. But yeah, that was my desert experience in Egypt about like 10 years ago, I think. I mean, have you ever been to the desert? I guess there was one guy from Australia, I think. They do have a desert in Australia, I guess. I've never been to Australia. Must be a really interesting country. I mean, as far as I know, in Australia, they have only like the coastal area is like really green and stuff. And then as soon as you like move inlands, then it becomes really sort of dry desert. For as far as I know, I could be wrong, but that's what I know about Australia. Oh yeah, in other topics, I am actually thinking about maybe selling my bigger camera, my Panasonic camera, and only going to the States with my smaller DSLR, the one I bought, the Canon. And the reason for that is because, I mean, if you're traveling, I don't know if you like traveling with a lot of stuff, but I don't, if I travel, I try to do it like as compact as possible, like with not as many, like just one backpack, for example, and everything needs to fit in this backpack. And right now I have so much camera gear because I also have a gimbal for the camera to keep it steady, and 3 or 4 lenses. And that's a lot of stuff to carry around. So I was thinking like maybe I should just sell that, and then after when I come back, I can maybe like buy another camera then. But because I don't really need 2 cameras when I'm traveling. Again, first world problems. I know. I don't want to sound like I'm very spoiled or anything. Maybe I am spoiled, but I don't think you need 2 cameras. I mean, to be honest, for to make YouTube videos. Okay, Matt says undriven through the desert in the U.S. Participated in a missing person search. Wow. Okay. Missing person. And like, how was that? What happened to that person? Can you maybe say something more about that? Like, was it a missing child, or was it just somebody who was drunk and decided to walk somewhere and then forgot where he was? You know, that happens sometimes. I've had a buddy of mine who was like, when he came out of a bar, he was so drunk that he just got on his bicycle, because yeah, that's what we have in Holland. Everybody rides around on the bicycle, and he just rode his bicycle like in I guess a random direction, and he just kept on driving or riding, cycling, and nobody knew where he was. And like the next day, he claimed that he woke up somewhere in the bushes, like somewhere in a field, and and he had no idea what happened. So I guess like he was just riding his bicycle, and at a certain point he was too tired or too drunk to continue, and he just fell over in the bushes, and he just dropped there and just slept. And then the next morning he woke up like, where the fuck am I? It's just, I think that's pretty funny if you're, I mean, at least when you don't get hurt, because a lot of people, when they ride a bike, when they're drunk, they fall and they hurt themselves. Which has never happened to me, by the way. I've been drunk on my bicycle when I was younger many times, but yeah. Okay, sadly, this little child was abducted. A day after my party searched her body. Holy cow! So, wow, that is pretty intense, dude. So this kid was dead? Really? Murdered, you mean? Like, actually, like, murdered? Wow. Did they, like, find the person who did it? I hope they found the person who did it. Jeez, that's messed up. That actually reminds me of a story that we have here in the Netherlands right now. Oh, they did. Oh, thank God for that. Creepy guy in San Diego. Jesus Christ, man. There are some messed up, creepy people out there. That's just crazy. Like, why? Talking about messed up, creepy people, we have this story was very controversial over here in the Netherlands. There has been also a similar story, but this was a girl that was a grown girl. I think she was like 23, 24 years old, like a few months ago, and she went missing. And actually, she went missing in the Utrecht area, so the area around my city. So over here, it was kind of in the news a lot. So there was like a big search party going on, a lot of people searching for this girl. And like after a week or two, I think, her body was found. So she was apparently raped and murdered. And not long after that, they arrested a guy. And that guy was apparently, he had been in some sort of a mental institution for other crimes. So he had committed other crimes in the past, which he was already locked up for. But the mental institution put him on, how do you say that? Like when you get to go on a walk, like on a absence leave, you know. So he wasn't like officially free, but he got to be like in the weekends, he got to be like a day or whatever to enjoy his freedom. So just to walk around freely. And then at the end of the day, he had to go back to the institution. But during the day, he was just like free to do whatever he wanted. So what happened is this motherfucker just ran out on the street and just abducted this girl and raped her and murdered her. So yeah, then this whole controversy started over here. Like, are you supposed to let psycho people who are actually still undergoing treatment and still undergoing a sentence? Are you supposed to let them go on leave for a day, for good behavior or whatever? Because now this is how you would see that. Like, what your take is on that? But I actually think that this guy should have been locked up and never should have never had the opportunity to walk around freely, because evidently he was not sane, or, you know, yeah. Yeah, it is. It is tricky. It is very tricky. It is. Yeah, I agree. He should have gotten the VR walk. Yes. See, now this is what I mean. Like, if you've gotten like a VR walk treatment, then he would have been probably just as happy in his psycho little mind, and nobody would have gotten killed. There you go. Perfect solution. God, I really, you know what? When I'm in the prison, when I'm visiting my prison buddy in the States, I'm gonna, you know, see if I can talk to somebody in that institution and see if I can like make this idea work. Maybe I can patent it, you know, make some money off it. I can start like selling VR goggles to prisons. They may lock you up here. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. I'm gonna have another dry cracker. You know, because when I'm in prison, this is probably all I'm gonna be eating: dry crackers all day. This is gonna be my diet from now on in prison: dry crackers. Think about it. Like I was talking to Jody, to my wife, about this, and like, what if some psycho weirdo decides to, when you check in your bag or whatever, like, or when you're not, just put some cocaine or whatever in there, and then you go and you don't know it, you don't know anything about this, and then you go to the desk and check in your bag, and they put it through the machine, and then they find it and they go like, "Sir, can we have a word with you? There's some cocaine in your bag." And you go like, "Well, I didn't put it in there. I don't know how it got there. What the hell?" And then like, "Yeah, well, prove it. Like, prove that you put that you did not put that drugs in your bag." Like, there's no way you can prove it. So then you'd be fucked, right? Like, how on earth am I going to prove that I did not put that in my bag if somebody else decides to sneak it in there while I'm not watching? I think that happens. I mean, I think there's actually like many situations where this has happened, like for real. Like if somebody touches your bag, that they would get like a electric shock, like a taser bag or whatever, like make it very, very dangerous for somebody to touch it. No. Yeah, I've been watching too many prison documentaries, I guess. This is, at a certain point, this shit is going to make you paranoid. Because I've traveled before. I've never really, I don't know, like there's, maybe I should like knock on wood here, but there's never really been any situation when I'm traveling where I've gotten into trouble or people, trying to do something weird or whatever. Like, I don't know. Like once this sounds like really stupid, but the worst thing that has happened so far is when I forgot to take a bottle of water or soda out of my backpack before I put it through the scanner thing. And they got really upset about that. They took it really seriously. I honestly just forgot it, but they really took me aside and they go like, they made me open my bag. They go like, "Sir, can you open your bag for me?" I'm like, "Okay," opening my bag. "Can you take everything out?" So I'm like taking everything out. And then I see the bottle. I'm going like, "Oh, they probably should have probably taken that one out." So I go like, "Oh, I guess you're not happy that I put this bottle in here." They're like, "No, you're not supposed to take bottles through the whatever thingy." Yeah, I don't know. It's a crazy world we're living in, man. It's a crazy, dangerous world. Everybody's, trying to kill each other for some reason. I don't know what's going on. Maybe we should all, be wearing VR goggles, and then I guess everybody would be safe. But then again, everybody would also be like in their house all the time and getting really fat. So pros and cons, I guess. So I'm going to do a very quick, oh, that doesn't look good. Doing a quick check on the weather, because maybe if the weather clears up a little bit, I will go outside today and maybe try to make a video or at least do something. So I don't like sitting inside all day when the weather is sort of good. I think it should be sunny in about maybe like half an hour or an hour. I think we should get some sunshine. This is Dutch climate, man. It's not the best climate, but you got to roll with the punches. So what is the climate or the weather like where you live? Do you have like a good climate, lots of sunshine, warm weather, or lots of rain? Don't think we're unsafe when we travel. May not be. Yeah, about the traveling. Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like people people get very paranoid. That's the whole thing. Actually, this is also a good example, by the way. Even I got paranoid even a few freaking days ago when I was in the bus going home from work, because a few days ago the weather was warmer. So I don't know, like it was like 25 degrees centigrade. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, like 75, 80. Anyways, it was quite a warm day. And so most people was like walking around in t-shirts and shorts and whatnot. I mean, I had a t-shirt on and shorts, and this guy entered the bus with like this really thick like winter coat on. He and like zipped it up and everything, like a winter coat. And I saw this guy, and he had somewhat of a, I don't know, like maybe it wasn't black, but like sort of a darker skin color. And well, anyways, you know, you don't want to be like prejudiced, like think like, oh, what the hell is this, like a terrorist or whatever. But yeah, I mean, even though I didn't want to think like that, I sort of had like this sort of short thing going through my head, like, this guy is wearing a winter coat while it's a warm day, and he's going in this bus. You know that. Yeah, I thought it was a little bit suspicious, to be honest. But yeah, obviously nothing happened. Otherwise, I would not be sitting here. But yeah, I mean, I guess this guy just really, maybe he was cold. Even like maybe he was from a country where it was like super, super hot, and 25 degrees was not warm enough for him. Yeah, just like, yeah. But I mean, can you imagine? Like that's like how we think right now. Like because of all like these things that you see in the news and whatever. Like when a guy with a sort of, I don't know, like maybe Arab or whatever look, and he's wearing a thick coat, then immediately you start thinking like, could this be a terrorist? And I think actually most people that actually were terrorists, like if you look back at the like terrorist attacks that actually happened, then I think most guys who did that looked like just completely regular guys, like not like Muslim guys with heavy beards and whatever, or walking around in like Islamic type wear, like religious clothing or whatever. No, they just probably looked like you or me, just like a normal guy with a t-shirt on or whatever. And then all of a sudden they start shooting, and then nobody saw it coming. So yeah, it's weird how that works, like how stupid your brain gets because of propaganda, indeed. Okay. So yeah, 2 more weeks for me, and it is holiday time. 2 more weeks of working, and then I have 2 months off, 2 whole months. It's amazing. Really looking forward to that. Yeah, that's true. Most terrorists look like white guys. Probably. I don't know. Thankfully, I've never met a terrorist, but I plan to keep it that way. But yeah, 2 more weeks, 2 more weeks, 2 more weeks, and then I'm off to the States. Me and Jody, of course. Jody's coming with me, and we will fly to Seattle. Really curious what Seattle will be like. I think it's gonna. I mean, I guess it's a nice city. Never been to Seattle before. Bring your raincoat, dude. I'm from Holland. It's not gonna be raining more than over here. It's impossible. We have like 5 days of sunshine per year if we're lucky. No, I'm exaggerating, but yeah. But yeah, I hear that it's the rainiest, like one of the rainiest cities in the States, apparently. I don't know. But even in summer, like I mean, in summer it's got to be better, right? It's not going to be crappy weather in summer all the time. I don't hope so. But yeah, nice and wet. Nice and wet. Well, okay. So yeah, after anyways, after Seattle, we're gonna go to Portland, Oregon. Also a city I've never been to. I hear like Portland. What I've heard about Portland is that it's kind of a yuppie, hipster, yuppie city. So I don't know if Portland is nice or not. I have no idea. But that's what I've heard about Portland. Most Americans haven't either. Okay. And yeah, and after Portland, then we're gonna go to, as I said before, then we're gonna drive to the facility, to the prison, where my Write a Prisoner Penpal buddy is located. And then I'm going to do a 3-hour visit with this guy. It's going to be 3 hours sitting with him, talking with him. I have no idea what that's going to be like because I've only been, obviously, I've only been writing with this guy. And he just, I've never seen him in real life. So, but in his letters, he comes off as a really, very easy to talk to, like very friendly, nice guy to hang out with and to talk with. But I have no idea what he's going to be like in real life, obviously. So I'm curious, like 3 hours, if we have like nothing to talk about. I don't think that's going to happen, but if we're going to be spending 3 hours talking to each other, then I really hope that we have some sort of when we're talking to each other in the letters, like writing to each other, then we have like a really, connection. We can really laugh about each other's jokes and whatnot. So I think it's going to be okay. But how old he is, I think, 28 years old. So he's not that old. He's a few years younger than me. So I think it's going to be fine. But yeah, as I said, it's always, and especially like meeting somebody in circumstances like this, in a prison environment is not really, it's like a weird sort of first date to have, first date with a pen pal. And don't get the word date wrong, because it's a very, very, it's not a love date. It's just a friendship date. But yeah, I am a little bit, to be honest, I'm a little bit nervous. This is like the most sort of, how can I put it? Anticipating thing of the whole trip, because all the other things that I'm going to be doing are going to be sort of, I sort of know what to expect. But with this, I have no idea what to expect. So it's very cool to actually be able to visit somebody who is incarcerated. But on the other hand, if you've never really been in a situation like that, then yeah, we'll see. I really need to, I've been saying this for a long time, but I really need to fix my squeaky chair. Can you hear that? It's like this, like an old lady opening a door, like, oh, I'm going to open the door. It's terrible. All I would need is some oil and some device to get it. Yeah. Do it now. Well, I could do it now, but the thing is, I don't really know where the squeaking is coming from. That's the whole problem. So, I could like randomly put some oil somewhere on the chair and hope that it will work. But if I do that, then I have no idea if it's going to fix the chair or if I'm just going to, mess up my floor with oil. And knowing myself, I would probably mess up the floor with oil because I'm not a very handy person. I wish I was. I've tried like multiple times in my life to fix things, And usually when I do that, it just sort of, I just mess it up even more than it was. Like, oh well. Under it, move it, and listen where it comes from. All right, I'll have a look. 1 second. Ah. Okay. Okay, well that's problem number one. I can't move it when I'm not sitting on it because it's built in a way that you can only like lean backwards when you're sitting in it. But when I make the movement when I'm not sitting in it, I can't get it to move backwards because I will just tilt the whole chair over. So that I need to do that when Jody is here. Jody is working right now. That's how it should be, man. The woman is working and the man is sitting at home chatting to his computer. This is what we call progress, man. Yeah. Now, the next thing, best thing would be if she would make a lot of money because, well, she's making money, but can't say it's a lot of money. So I really, I'm all for, I mean, it's not really the word feminism, I guess, but I'm really all because I think it's still pretty damn ridiculous that, women on average, even here in the Netherlands, still earn less than men when it comes to, jobs or whatever. Like, doesn't matter what kind of job it is. Like, women will just get paid less. And that's just crazy. I'm going to have another cracker and I'm going to dedicate this cracker to equal rights for equal pay for men and women. God damn it. It is, right? It's ridiculous if you think about it. Like, if a women is like, okay, let's just put it like this. There are a few jobs, I think, where maybe a man or a woman would be better for the job. The cracker equality movement. That's a nice one. I'm going to remember that one. That's awesome. Cracker equality movement. Yeah. I don't think I would get like many followers if I would start like a fund or a foundation. Like, join me and the Cracker Equality movement for equal rights for men and women. Would be pretty stupid, I guess. But I mean, a man couldn't do it or a woman couldn't do it, but I do think that for some jobs, it's better to have a female or a male. Think of an example. Like, what would be a good example where a man would be better for the job or a woman would be better for the job? I mean, it's a hard question, right? Oh, Matthijs, what are you asking here? The Paseo question. 207,000 kilometers for 650 euro. Oh, Jesus Christ, that's cheap, man. Goedkoopie. Car is dry and almost no rust underneath. Wow. Okay. You know what? The thing is with older cars, especially like a Paseo or whatever, like an older car, that you really need to check into. That's what I did, at least. Check into the manual and see like all the stamps that they have for the guard, like the oil services and like the regular checkups and whatnot. And if they, if they have like regular checkups all throughout their history, then you can be. I mean, you're never going to be like 100% sure, but then you can be pretty sure that like the previous owners were treating their car well. And I guess that's the best thing you can do. So just check on that. Also check on the timing belt. What's the Dutch word for it? Timing belt. Riem, distributieriem. Yeah, you need to check on that because like if that thing snaps while you're driving, then you can kiss your car bye-bye. Then it's game over for your car. And I think like a normal interval for that is, a normal interval would be like, what would be like normal? 80,000 kilometers, 100,000 kilometers. That would be like stretching it maybe a little bit, but like, or maybe 3 or 4 years. The timing belt on my Paseo was changed, I think, 2 years ago and about 30,000 kilometers ago. So I think I'm good for at least for another like 20, 30,000 kilometers. And then I'll start thinking about maybe changing it. But yeah. Yeah. But, on the other hand, like, what did he say? Yeah. If you have a car, if you're going to buy a car for 650 euros, dude, then if something happens to it, unless it's like a really big thing, of course, like the timing belt going wrong or whatever, but like if something small would happen to it, then still it's not really a big deal. I mean, you pay 650 euros. Let's be honest. I mean, if something goes wrong, then you just fix it maybe for like 100 or 200 euros and you still have a great car. So it doesn't really, I mean, you can't really go wrong with buying a car as cheap as that, I think personally. But I mean, for example, like my Paseo was 1,700 euros. So it was a bit more expensive, but it was in relatively good shape and it had low mileage. I think it had about 150,000 kilometers when I bought it. So that's, yeah, I think it's an okay price that I paid. By the way, they started with 2,200 euros. So I got it from 2,200 to 1,700 eventually, which was fun because, I mean, I'm not really good at haggling and everything. I really don't like to do it, but I just knew, okay, that it would be possible to get a little bit of the price. And at a certain point, because I think he suggested like going for 2,000 or whatever, or 2,100. And I just said, like, I was being really bold here. And I just said like 1,500. And then he was like sort of insulted, like, no, 1,500, no. He wasn't a Japanese guy, by the way, but it just sounds like no, 1,500, no. And and then I was like, okay, you know what? Then no harm, no foul. I'm just gonna go home. I'm not gonna buy the car. Don't worry about it. And anyways, so and when I got home, when I threatened to go away, then he said like 1,900, and then I was like, no, 1,600 and whatever. Anyways, at the end, we ended up at 1,700. So a price drop from 22 to 1,700, I think is decent. So, some people are joining here. Andrew Delaney saying such an inspiration for transgender people. Really? That's interesting. I had no idea, but thanks, I guess. Oh yeah, that's an interesting question, Matt. On the law factor, where does your Paseo sit on the list of your previously featured car? Very good question. Let me just say this. If I compare my current car, the Paseo, to my previous car, which was a Lexus IS250, obviously, like driving wise and like with the comfort and the way it handled, the Lexus was a far superior car. Like, it was far superior. It was way more comfortable to drive, way more powerful, was a lot faster, had way more gimmicks. It had like built-in navigation, blah, 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 blah. So, I mean, there's like so many different things to that car that made it like a really good, comfortable car. And then you go to the Paseo, and that is basically a very sort of basic car with no gimmicks whatsoever. But here's the thing. Why I love my Paseo so far, I mean, I only own it for like half a year, but why I love it so much is because it is so freaking basic that almost nothing can go wrong with the car. And if something goes wrong with the car, it's going to be like mega cheap to fix. Compare that to the Lexus, that if something goes wrong with that car, and a few things did go wrong with the car, it's freaking expensive to repair. Like, I had to, for example, the aircon, the air conditioning, the motor or whatever, like of the air conditioning that fell apart at one point. I don't know why, it just stopped working. Had to replace it, and the first garage I went to was talking about almost 2,000 euros to fix that. So then I was like, okay, that's crazy. So I went to another garage, and it got a little cheaper then, but still, I mean, I think I paid like 800 or 900 euros for the whole aircon to be fixed. So yeah, long story short, I think having a cheap and simple car like Toyota Paseo is really, I mean, it's like a weight off my shoulders. I can just drive around in it and not have to worry about, expensive repairs or expensive whatever. Also, the mileage, like the fuel economy of the Paseo is a lot better. The thing is that run it just keeps on going, and you don't really have to pay anything for it. So for now, it's a great car. And of course, like at a certain point, I want a more luxurious car than a Paseo, like maybe in a few years. But for now, it's great. It's great, great, great. Anyways, Matthias said about the color. Color is horrific. What, you mean the color of the Paseo that you want to buy, or what are you talking about? Being sold at the moment, expensive, found a nice black one. 22.15 euros. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's a lot. But as I said, like, don't get me wrong, Matthias. Like, the first price for my Paseo was also 2,200 euros, and I got it for 1,700. So what you can do is, first of all, look for how long it's been on sale. Because if this car has been sitting there for maybe a month or 2 months or maybe 3 months, then, the garage, I don't know, by the way, if it's like a private owner or a garage, but let's just say if it's a garage, then, the garage, they're going to get like more and more antsy to sell this car because it's sitting there and it's only costing them money because it's taking up room. So they want to get rid of that car. So also keep in mind, like, the longer a car is sitting there, say, no way, Jose. But yeah. Any beater withdrawals? By the way, the beater was Jody's car, not my car. But no, not really. I don't miss the beater that much. I mean, it was a fun car, but it was also a very small and relatively unsafe car. I mean, I have to admit, like, at some moments I felt unsafe in the beater. I mean, you just knew that the car didn't have any airbags, didn't have anything. Like, it was a 1990 mini car. So if I would have had like any sort of accident with that car or Jody, then we would have been in serious trouble. So it was a fun car, but also not really, like, in modern standards, not a car that you want to be driving in, especially not here in Holland with wet roads all the time. Okay, so the color of the Paseo, yeah, okay. Been put on a month ago, occasion dealer. A month. Okay. I'm not sure, but I think like after a month, you can definitely try to get a better price. You can always try. And if they say no, then you can always be like, okay, no problem. Then you just lay low for a while. Like, for example, if you say 1,800 or 1,700 euros, like, there's a chance that they're going to say no. But then you can just take the risk and wait for like a week, maybe 2 weeks, then check again if it's still on sale. And dude, trust me, these cars are not that popular. Like, not that many people are looking for a Toyota Paseo over here. So there's a big chance that like a week or 2 weeks later, this car is still going to be on sale. Big chance. And then you can just come by again or just give them a call again. Then you just say, you know what? I'm still interested. My offer still stands. And then maybe after like a week or two, they go like, oh, this fucking guy. Yeah, but he's the only one who wants to buy it. So, and then maybe you're going to get it for a low price. Just be persistent. Keep trying. It's going to work. Jody is asking me how I am doing on WhatsApp. I'm doing good, Jody. But I should type that because she's not watching this. Yeah, no problem, man. No problem with this. Does Carfax? Oh, like a car history report. That does exist over here. Yeah, I don't know if it's called Carfax though. I think it's called like what is it called? You can call this number, I think, or go to this website. And then you can look up the history and see if the car had any damage, or see if the car had any any problems. That does exist. I do think that is always good to do. I didn't do it, by the way, with my Paseo. As I said also in the comment, I just bought it like pretty much after just doing the test drive and after just doing like a few maintenance checkups and checking the manual for the like the garages and whatever, like the maintenance manual. But that's all I did. I didn't really do like a big thorough checkup on my car when I bought it, because we needed that car for going on vacation, like fast. So I was just like, cross my heart, hope to die. Let's see if it works. And now I have it for like 6 months already, 7 months, and it's still no problem whatsoever. I'm gonna open a window here, by the way, because it's getting hot. Getting hot in here. Oh man. Yeah. So the weather is still crap. It's gray. It's gray and cold. But I'm up here in my attic, and this room gets really stuffy and like really warm fast. So then I need to ventilate. Ventilation is always a good idea. Who can beat that color? I've gotten a lot of comments about the color of my car. And the funny thing is, not everybody sees it the same way. That's also funny, because I thought, I guess like many people are also maybe a little bit colorblind, but some people think it's purple, some people think it's pink, some people think it's a sort of red. Getting all these different, takes on what color the car is. But yeah, it's a very funny looking car. I know. Apparently, it's a transgender car. So maybe that's why I'm an inspiration to transgender people. I had no idea. I'm not transgender myself. I am pretty sure that I, last time I checked at least. Guava. Guava? Is that a color? Yeah, really? I have no idea. Oh, okay, fruit. Yeah, okay. No, but as I said before, I think it is very, very, very like it feels very nice to own a car where you just know that it's not. I mean, it's not like a beater car, but it is a very cheap car, and I guess like it is sort of a relief, to drive around in a car where you know that it's not the worst thing in the world if there's a scratch on it, or if it gets a little bit dirty. Because if you have like this really expensive, good-looking car, I mean, not that the Lexus was that expensive, but it was a lot more expensive compared to the Paseo. And then you get like really, like when you're parking the car, you're always getting sort of paranoid and nervous, like, oh, I hope nobody scratches my car. I need to clean it, and it needs to look good. Like you always have like this sort of, level that you need to maintain of the car. And with this car, I'm just like, well, I mean, if it's dirty, then it's dirty, and I'll clean it, but I'm not going to worry about it, Let me say hi to Jody. But yeah, I mean, this first live stream so far, I mean, there have been a few people watching this live stream, and that's better than I expected, to be honest, because as I said in the beginning, I did not prepare this. I did not announce it whatsoever. But thinking about it, like maybe I should see if I can make this like a week thing or whatever. Since I'm always, since Wednesday is my day off, it might be fun to do like a Wednesday live stream day from now on, if I can like try to like do that. And then, think of different topics to talk about or whatever, and just be a little bit more prepared maybe. But it would be kind of cool to have like a steady live stream on my channel. If you guys think that would be a nice idea. If you think it's a terrible idea, maybe that's also an option. Sometimes I have good ideas. Sometimes I have terrible ideas. The Oculus Go, the VR headset I was talking about earlier, is only 200 euros. It's not that expensive. I mean, still it's 200 euros, but I mean, I would have expected it to be more expensive. I can't buy that right now, man. I mean, I'm still saving. I'm also still saving for our big vacation, big road trip, and I can't really do that now. But like maybe in August when I get back, I can buy the Oculus Go and just do like a Oculus Go review. I think there are already a few. That's also a thing with YouTube, these days. Like if you want to do like a review of something, or you have like an idea, like, oh, maybe let's make a video about this. And then you check it on YouTube, and then turns out there are already 45,000 videos of people doing that. And you go like, okay. Okay. She doesn't have to know. Nah, she won't. Yeah, well, I mean, I have a very good relationship with my wife when it comes to finances. Like many people who are married, they have like one bank account. I don't know how it is for you guys, if you're married or not or whatever, but many people, what I've heard, share like one bank account for like their whole family. And Jody and I, we don't have that. Like we both have our own bank account. So, and we like that actually, because that also gives you the the freedom and just to do whatever you want with your own money. Like you don't have to, you don't have to talk about what you're going to buy or whatever, because it's your own money. You don't have to take responsibility for that. Hence your closet. At the moment, I only have two cameras: the Panasonic GH5S and the Canon. And if you hold them next to each other, I'm looking at the screen right now, and they almost seem the same size, but that's just because the camera quality is not very good. But actually, this one, the Canon, is a lot smaller and lighter. So I don't know if you can. Yeah, it's hard to tell, man. This webcam isn't really great, but can you see like the Lumix, the GH5 is a lot bigger and also heavier. I think this weighs like twice as much as this. So when I'm gonna be, walking around and vlogging and talking to the camera, then this one is like really, easy, lightweight to walk around with, as opposed to this one. On the other hand, this one, like the Panasonic, is way better when it comes to video quality and video options. But yeah. Seldom screen. Well, I mean, I've had the Panasonic for about half a year, so that is pretty quick if I decide to sell it. That is true. I'm still not sure if I want to sell it, but it's a hard decision. But yeah, I just don't really feel like walking around with two cameras. That's just a bit silly. Although there are many YouTubers who do that, by the way. Like many YouTubers who actually just, have like 3 or 4 cameras, maybe even more. There's this guy I watch, what's it called? This channel. iPhone Do. This Turkish guy is really funny. I think this guy has like, I don't know, like 1 million cameras. So it could be worse. I'm not the most tech savvy guy out there, but yeah. But yeah, I am sort of intrigued about that Oculus VR set, to be honest. Like maybe at some point, I don't know, maybe it gets even cheaper if you wait a few months. Then maybe it's like 100 euros or so. That would be even better. Yeah, I don't know. A new question from Kalina Bagrieva. Hey, do you still keep in contact with the prisoner you wrote to? It's funny that you asked that, because earlier in this live stream, I was actually talking a lot about that. And the answer is yes, and I'm actually going to visit him. So sorry for the people who've already heard this information. I'm going to tell it again, but I'm going to go to the States in a few weeks, and we're going to do this big road trip. And I will be in the same state, Oregon, where he is actually locked up. So yeah, I'm gonna visit him. I'm gonna actually go to his facility and pay him a visit. So that's going to be very, very interesting for me, because obviously I've never seen this person in real life. We've only exchanged letters. And it's also my first time to like actually go to a prison and like visit somebody there, because I've never done something like that before. So very, very excited about that. Yeah. Bringing him anything from Holland. Yeah, good question. But the thing is, I am not allowed. I have asked about this because I was in contact with one of the what's it called? Anyways, like with an email, like somebody who worked there. I just sent them an email and just told them about that I wanted to visit. And I've also asked this person, like, am I allowed to bring my phone, for example, because I would love to like show him pictures of whatever, my house, just on my phone. Or a treat, like something to snack or whatever. And they said, no, you cannot bring anything in. The only thing you can bring in is yourself. And you get to buy, there's like a vending machine, like in that area. And you get like a few quarters and you can buy like a few snacks for the visit on the vending machine. And that's it. Like the only thing you can buy is something on the vending machine. So I think I'm just going to buy like lots of sweets for him. And just, that's the only thing I can do. I'm not allowed to give him anything. I'm really strict about that. Always to want to write a prisoner, don't you think it's kind of dangerous? No, to be honest, I don't think it's dangerous at all. I do not feel threatened or in danger at all. Maybe first of all, because I don't live in the same country where this guy lives. I mean, he lives in the United States. I live in the Netherlands. So the chances that he's actually going to come over here and visit me or do something to me, not that he's planning to do anything to me, but that's a very small chance. But even if I would live in the United States, then I would still write this guy and other prisoners. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like like these people are really like happy that there's anybody outside of the prison, even, wanting to talk to them and, taking the effort to write them a letter and just be in contact with them. And I guess if you, like the last thing on their minds, like on 99.9% of all people that you're writing with, the last thing on their minds is to harm you, to do anything to you. I mean, no. I can imagine, like, I would have to say, like, if you're a woman, then it might be different, because obviously these guys are without a woman, so they're going to be sexually frustrated probably at a certain point. And if you're a woman who's writing them, then yeah, I mean, maybe they're going to be, trying to try to get in contact with you in a sexual way, or see if you would be interested in having a relationship with them or whatever. I think that could happen. Yeah, of course. Obviously that could also happen with a guy. I mean, but I guess, like, if you're a woman, then maybe things are a little bit different. But no, I don't feel threatened or whatever. Not at all. And by the way, it also depends what the crime was of the guy that you're writing with. And if you go to that website, the Write a Prisoner website, you can actually look it up. So before you decide to write a person, you can actually see what it is that they're incarcerated for. So if you would feel uncomfortable with, for example, writing somebody who has committed a murder, if you feel uncomfortable about that, then you can just, choose not to write anybody who did that. I'm not going to say what the guy did that I'm writing with, because I want to respect his privacy. But I will tell you that it was not murder. He's not a murderer, not a murderer. Are his letters checked before sent to you? I think so. I think probably they check the letters, but I'm not sure. To be honest, I never asked him, and I'm not even sure if they check my letters, the letters that are coming in. Sorry about the squeaky chair again. I think they will probably check, like, if you're not. I mean, obviously they're going to check if you're not sending things that you're not supposed to be sending. So they're probably going to check if you're not going to be sending drugs or whatever. Yeah, sure. But if you're just writing a normal letter, then you can pretty much say whatever you want. Like when I write this guy, I also, I mean, I don't use like any other language than I would talking to anybody else. So if I would say, like, if I would write like fuck it in the letter, use the F word, I can just do that. And it doesn't really, there's no, so that doesn't matter. But I guess it does matter if you want to like send him stuff. If you want to like send out like things in the letter, then they're probably not gonna, yeah, they're not gonna allow that, I guess. Make sure no Dutch nail files enclosed. Not Dutch nail? What do you mean, like toenails? Yeah, drugs. That actually, that's funny because there was on one of these prison documentaries that I watched on Netflix. There actually was a comment about mail from the Netherlands being checked like extra securely because there's a lot of drugs coming from the Netherlands. That is a fact. We are a big exports country for drugs, and we are known for it. So, yep. But yeah, not this guy. I don't do drugs. I mean, I have in the past. I've tried marijuana, and I also did ecstasy once in a party. But that's about it. That's all the things I've done. So I'm not really a badass when it comes to drugs. I've never really been interested in it, you know? I mean, I've been offered, like at parties when I was younger, I've been offered drugs so many times and never really been interested in doing that. For me, it was always just, you know, if I have a beer, I'm happy. I just drink a beer and that's it. I don't really feel like and smoking weed, I've tried it a few times, but it just gave me a headache. Like I don't know, like some people really like smoking weed, but I just felt like really tired and it didn't really do that much for me, except for the fact that I was feeling tired and sort of, I don't know, like, so I didn't like it. Thought I was the only one being fascinated by the prison system. No. I think there are many people who are fascinated by that. I think many people are fascinated by how that works, and especially the American prison system. That is something that is just. I mean, I don't know where you are from, Kalina. Your name sounds like you may be from, I don't know, like Eastern Europe, Russia, maybe. I don't know. Oh, sorry, Switzerland. Excuse me. Okay, well, Switzerland, nice country, beautiful country. But yeah, I mean, especially the American prison system compared to, I guess, the prison system in Switzerland or Holland or Germany or any other European country, is so much more extreme, I guess. Like there's so much, like even the sentences are like so much more extreme, so longer. Like if you for example, here in Holland, if you're a drugs dealer, if you're like dealing, I don't know, like pills or cocaine or whatever, and you get caught, then I think, I'm not really sure because I've never really looked it up exactly, but I think you can get anywhere between 2 and 5 years if you're like a first offender in prison. And even then, if you get like between 2 and 5 years, there's a big chance that they're gonna reduce that sentence because, you know, of circumstances and whatnot. So yeah. But if you're a drugs dealer in the United States, I don't know, man. I think you're gonna get a lot more than 2 or 3 years. So it's a lot harsher. Oh, you were born in Eastern Europe. Okay, well, cool, nice. I've been to Russia once, a long time ago, with my dad. Been to a city in Russia called Pskov, Pskov, Pskov. But that's like, I don't know, like 9 or 10 years ago. My dad had some Russian friends back then, musicians. My dad's a musician, by the way. And he went to visit them, and he asked me if I wanted to come with him to Russia. So yeah, why not? It was a very crazy adventure. But yeah, anyways, the whole prison system is the whole prison thing is very interesting. And when I'm there, obviously that's a pity. I cannot film like anything when I'm there. I won't be allowed to film because obviously you're not allowed to film anywhere near or in the prison. So that's a bummer, because it would have been really nice to make some sort of like a mini documentary about it, or like a mini sort of video thing about that. But maybe I can try to film like near the prison or do something like, I don't know, but I need to figure that out. But as far as I know, that it's going to be really hard to film there because they're just not going to allow me with a camera in there, which makes sense, obviously. Yeah, what Matt is saying there is very correct. As far as I've been reading about it, of course, and I've been looking at a lot of documentaries and stuff like that. And also, this is something that that my prison pen pal himself also says. Matt says, because the prisons are for profit, and even the guy I'm writing with said that to me at some point, that the prisons are, like a money machine for the government. And it's crazy that it works like that. It shouldn't be. I mean, it shouldn't be working. That's just doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, we're talking about people's lives here, but I guess like people's lives are not as important as money, right? Money is always more important. I'm gonna have another dry cracker, and I'm gonna dedicate this dry cracker to money not being important, or not as important as a people's life. Oh. But I do think it's going to change eventually. I mean, it has to change at some point. By the way, Matt, I'm actually interested in this because you are from the States. How are you impressed by the fact that Trump got to meet Kim Jong-un like a few days ago, that he actually had the meeting with this guy from North Korea? Because I was pretty impressed. I'm not a Trump supporter, by the way, but I was impressed that he was actually just, I think he's the first American president, right, who has actually been able to meet a North Korean leader. Am I wrong? I don't know. I think he's the first. Dankjewel, Matthijs. I really appreciate that comment. Awesome. Thank you. And I will keep going. I mean, I like making videos, so yeah, why not? Yeah, right. So Trump is the first who's actually talked with a leader from North Korea in decades. I mean, you gotta give him a little bit of credit for that. That is pretty impressive. Yeah, no, me neither. I'm not a Trump fan, absolutely not. But this is some like, I never expected this. Like a few months ago, like these guys were like talking about throwing nukes at each other and throwing bombs and whatnot. And like now all of a sudden you almost think like it's a sort of a like this, like where's the catch? Like what is going on here? Like you almost think this is some sort of a weird little plan that they got going, right? He could drop a bomb at the end of the week. Yeah, he could. He's crazy enough to do that. That's true. Well, they're both crazy enough to do that. They're both freaking lunatics. Political theater. Yeah, I don't know. That is also, it's so difficult so hard to know what is going on, right? I mean, yeah. Don't believe Trump calls the shots, people around him and above him with any president. Yeah. Yeah, obviously. I mean, he's not, I mean, he is like the puppet that is like been placed like, okay, you stand here and you talk now, but there's obviously many puppeteers behind him. That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. I'm actually curious what the like if I'm gonna notice any difference. Um, I don't think I'm gonna notice it like really obviously, but the last time I was in the States is 2 years ago, a little more 2.5 years ago, when Obama was still president, obviously. And I wonder if like if when we're gonna go there now, if we're gonna notice a difference now that Trump is the president. I don't think like it's. I mean, like in day-to-day life, it's probably not going to be noticeable. But yeah. But Kim Jong Un, oh my God, man! I saw that photo on the newspaper, like Trump and Kim like shaking hands. I'm like, what the fuck is going on, man? It makes no goddamn sense. Yeah. Politics, man. I've never really gotten any, like even Dutch politics like this. The thing is with Dutch politics, and I guess it's like in many countries, but especially in here in Holland, like we get politicians like when the elections are going and they have all these promises and whatnot, and then when they actually get voted for and then they become vice president or president, whatever, then nothing happens. Nothing changes. And it's really hard, especially as a younger person, to keep voting, because I've voted a few times. I've done it, but I did like my vote, like it didn't feel like my vote made any fucking difference whatsoever, like nothing. I really went like, okay, so I voted for this guy, but he's sort of, then he won or he didn't win. And if they did win, then I still didn't really notice any difference. And I was like, okay, so I voted for this guy, but I'm not really, I don't know, like, what's the point? What's the point of voting, guys? Do you guys like to vote? Or you just go like, oh, fuck it, I don't feel like voting. I don't think. Well, I mean, it's kind of hard to say now because the next elections in the Netherlands will be a few years from now. But I don't know if I'm going to vote again. I don't know if I feel like it will. If I can find the motivation to do it again. Because as I said, I don't really. I've done it a few times now and didn't make any difference. At least not for me, not noticeably. Yeah, people don't elect leaders, corporations, but yeah, I mean, there's so much at stake, and there's like so many like people having influences and whatever, and if they're going to decide to do something, then they're going to do it regardless. I mean, doesn't matter if you're going to vote against it; they're gonna find another way, and they're going to do it, and your vote won't matter in the end. I'm not, I know I sound like really negative about it now, but I guess that's basically how it is. Yeah, I don't know. It's what they said, right? Vote or die. Vote or die, young man. So, you know what? I've been live streaming for 1 hour and 35 minutes now. I don't know, like, if that is a good score for a first live stream. I have no idea since I have no frame of reference, but I think 1 hour and 35 minutes. Ooh, conservative, progressive government. That's a good question. I don't really. I think I think we have a conservative government, I think. But the thing is, after the last elections, they had to like form like the coalition, what it's called, I think, and they had to like form like the parties and whatever, and they had a lot of trouble doing that because this party didn't want to go with that party, and they had different ideas from that party. So there was like a lot of combinations that didn't work because they didn't want to, work together. So I think they've been going at that like for more than a year now, like trying to make like all the parties work together. But I think the winner is the VVD, it's called. And I think they are conservative. So I think like the main party right now that is calling the shots basically are conservatives. Yeah. But I'm not the best. I don't think I'm the best person to talk about politics because I don't really know that much about it, to be honest. But I do follow it on the news every now and then, but I'm not like very active when it comes to politics. I try not to be because I find it way too exhausting to, I can't really be, if you have to think about that all the time, gosh, I'd rather use my energy for eating crackers and having a good time. That's what I'd rather do. So yeah, I'm thinking about, calling it quits for now because I really need to drink something because, these crackers are pretty damn dry. But I want to really thank you guys for joining me. I mean, there's only a few guys that are joining me, but I really appreciate it, especially for my first ever live stream. And I think I'll be doing this more often. Maybe, as I said, maybe I'm gonna try to do this like on a Wednesday because Wednesday is my day off, and I have time to do it then. So yeah, I'll think about that, and I will let you guys know. But thank you again, and thanks, Kalina, for saying I got great content. I try. What I do find hard sometimes on my YouTube channel is to find something of a how do I put it? To make it like sort of like a lot of YouTube channels have only one subject. Like they're either a car channel and they only do car videos, or they're a tech channel and they only do tech and camera videos and videos about camera equipment. And I do sort of multiple things. I have some camera videos, I have car videos, I have vlogs. So I do multiple things. And I don't know if that is the best way because many people, they like it to have only. Jody is talking to me all the time. Yes, Jody, I will come. I will be with you right in a second. Don't be impatient. But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to find like a good sort of way to channel my content, and yeah, we'll see. But at least, I mean, I'm having fun with making YouTube videos, and even though I have a small channel, I don't mind. I mean, as I said before, if I have a few people that are watching and engaging, that's good enough for me. I like it. So. All right, guys. I'm going to see you guys soon. Peace and have a great day. Cheers.